And before we close out this edition of the Sports Cubicle, I'm your host, Mike Mercado. I want to thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the Sports Cubicle. Earlier on this week, Chicago Bears owner and matriarch of the NFL, Virginia McCaskey, passed away at the age of 102 years old. The team announced on Thursday. This comes to us from our friends over at NBC 5 Chicago. McCaskey is the longest tenured NFL owner, having served as the owner of the Bears since her father and team founder, George S. Halas, passed away on October 31st, 1983. Quote, while we are sad, we are comforted knowing Virginia Halas McCaskey lived a long, full, faith-filled life and is now with the love of her life on earth, the family said in a statement. Quote, she guided the Bears for 4 decades and based every business decision on what was best for Bears players, coaches, staff, and fans. Born in 1923, Virginia McCaskey was raised in the premier football family as her father, George Halas, both founded the Bears and the NFL. Halas was a player, coach, and owner for the Bears and ran the team from its inception until his death in 1983. McCaskey has been the principal owner ever since, although her son, Michael, took over the team as chairman in 1999. Then another son, George, took the helm in 2011. Quote, Virginia Halas McCaskey, the matriarch of the Chicago Bears and daughter of George Halas, the founder of the NFL, leaves a legacy of class, dignity, and humanity, faith, family, and football, in that order, were her North Stars, and she lived by the simple adage to always do the right thing. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said in a statement, quote, the Bears that her father started meant the world to her, and he would be proud of the way she continued the family business with such dedication and passion. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the McCaskey and Halas families and the Bears fans around the world. And the Bears released a very touching, heartfelt statement that you could see on their website and all their social medias. You saw the Reinsdorfs, the Warts, the Ricketts, every franchise in the NFL reach out and send their love and condolences to the Bears ownership, the Bears family, the McCaskeys. And it's an interesting thing, ownership and fandom. One relies on the other for something so important in their life. The owners rely on the fans for being the consumer of their product, to buying their product, to promoting their product. And for the fan, the owner provides their entertainment, some of their most beloved entertainment. And sometimes that relationship is very complicated, and sometimes it feels abusive. But there's one thing you can never say about Virginia. Whether or not the Bears ever made the proper decisions, whether or not the Bears felt competent, whether or not it always felt like the Bears were a step behind, it wasn't because of malice. It wasn't because of some greed. Behind every decision, the Bears truly thought they were doing the right thing, that they had the right intentions in mind. And that started with Virginia, such an important fixture in the city of Chicago, in the most popular sport in America, in the NFL. The matriarch of the Chicago Bears, Virginia McCaskey, has passed away at the age of 102 years old. Thank you all so much for joining us on this edition of the Sports Cubicle. I'm your host, Mike Mercado, for Paul Chivari, for Dan Marver, for Devin Tingle. Thank you so much for joining us. Please take care of yourself and take care of each other. We will see you next week here on the Sports Cubicle on WCPT 820 AM, HeartlandSignal.com, and WSBC 1240 AM. Have a good night, everybody.